You.
Me?
Yeah. You.
What?
You're not gonna get rich off Bitcoin just because you guessed at the top, nailed the bottom, or watched 7 hours of crypto YouTube per day.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. I've spoken to everyone from Bitcoin OGs to Bitcoin whales, and the path to making it with Bitcoin in 2026 is actually pretty boring.
I like this.
So here are 6 boring habits that if you apply now, it will make you a wealthier Bitcoin investor.
이번 영상은 비트코인을 대하는 제 가치관이 그대로 녹아 있어서 꼭 소개해드리고 싶어 가져왔습니다. 2026년 비트코인으로 부자가 되기 위한 6가지 습관, 과연 어떤 내용인지 이어서 보시죠.
Habit 1. Delete the casino. Everybody thinks Bitcoin is a get rich quick, but there's a problem with that. Warren Buffett, who hates Bitcoin, his advice fits perfectly. Time in the market beats timing the market. The problem is, you can't do time in the market if your phone is a slot machine. Story time. July 2021. Bitcoin had dropped 50% from when I had gone all in earlier that year. I opened Coinbase, finger hovering over sell now. I thought I'll buy back when it's lower. Mind you, I was new to Bitcoin. I was listening to Bitcoin traders on Twitter, and I was peer pressured into thinking that if I didn't sell now, I was going to lose everything. I didn't sell, but I was this close. Okay, fine, I'm not gonna lie. I did press the sell button, but I got lucky because my order didn't go through, so technically I didn't sell. 3 weeks later, Bitcoin was back up. I would have panic bought higher and locked in at a loss. Look, I'm not a math expert, but that math ain't mathin', my friend. There's actual research on this, and it's called myopic loss aversion. Basically, the more frequently that you check the price, the more likely that you're to panic over a short-term dip and make an emotional decision that will destroy your long-term returns. Most active traders, the ones that constantly checked and traded, earned 7% less than the ones who actually did nothing and just sat there. And investors who frequently checked their portfolios, they invested way less in high return assets because they couldn't stomach in the red numbers, even if it was just temporarily. In plain English, you're not that guy, bud.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
If you keep refreshing and panicking at every dip, you're literally training yourself to underperform. Delete Binance, delete Coinbase, delete Bybit, and turn your phone in Do Not Disturb. That urge to check the price, that's your brain hunting dopamine. Write this down. No charts after I buy. Having exchange apps on your phone is like you trying to give up drinking and having a liquor cabinet in your living room. You're literally setting up yourself to fail. You're not a day trader. You're a saver. Act like it. Habit 2. You know the saying, a little bit goes a long way? When it comes to Bitcoin, it's sort of like working out. If you wait until you feel like working out, you'll never do it. Same with Bitcoin. If you wait until you feel like buying, I have news for you. You'll never buy. Instead, you'll make a classic mistake and you'll buy when it's exciting, which is usually the worst time to buy. The best way to fix this is like going to the gym every day. You set a fixed amount of Bitcoin dollar cost average every single week or month. Same day, same time, same amount. Look, in 2026, the people who get rich with Bitcoin are the ones who put X dollars amount every Friday, no matter what. Keep it simple, stupid. All you gotta do is boring automatic stacking. If you would have done $35 a week for over a year, that's roughly 2.6 million sats. That puts you on top of the 23% of the Bitcoin owners in the world. Or, more conservatively, that puts you ahead of 75% of all the Bitcoin addresses in the whole wide world. Most people spend that on takeout or subscriptions and they have nothing to show for it.
잠시만요. 적립식 매수에 대한 제 생각도 짧게 공유드릴게요. 저도 2023년부터 비록 소액이지만 매일 기계적으로 비트코인을 매수하고 있는데요. 해보니까 정말 마음이 편합니다. 가격이 오르든 내리든 스트레스 없이 수량을 모아가는 것. 이것이야말로 가장 편안한 비트코인 투자 방법이라고 확신합니다. 여러분도 꼭 한번 해보시기를 적극 추천해드립니다.
Habit 3, create a Bitcoin diet for your brain. If you scroll through Bitcoin Twitter all day, you're literally feeding your brain junk food. Macro traders screaming, doom threads, altcoin shillers, 100x returns, power loss, rainbow charts, Fibonacci sequences. All these news outlets and Twitter accounts are designed to make you addicted to the news cycle. They need you checking every single day because that's how they make money. But to win in the Bitcoin game, it is way more simple. Literally 90% of Bitcoin gains randomly happen within 10 days out of the whole year. That means the rest of the 355 days, nothing happens. So why are you doom scrolling for 365 days a year for days that you can't even predict? Every time you consume that noise, you're training yourself that you need that excitement for Bitcoin instead of conviction. My advice is unfollow 80% of the noise accounts. Follow a handful of Bitcoin educators you trust. Limit market content for specific time blocks. Example rule, I only check Bitcoin news once a week, every Sunday morning, just for 30 minutes. The only propaganda you need is BTC Isla'ga once a week. That's it. Again, boring, but effective. Habit 4, tiny swaps, not big ego moves. Look, I'm the queen of crash diets, doing 72-hour fast. I love the idea of going from 0 to 100 real quick, but that's not how you win in the long term. You win with boring, slow increments. Here's what I mean. If you're holding right now 50% shitcoins and 50% Bitcoin, you don't need to dump all your shitcoins to go full on maxi mode. That's the ego talking. Instead, just shift 10% this month and then 10% the next month. Slowly rotate from the noise to the signal until Bitcoin is your core and everything else is just noise on the edges. And here's the hard truth. Nobody's gonna ask you about the Bitcoin price today anyway. The only people obsessed with the daily Bitcoin price are the ones who haven't stacked hard enough. Habit 5, write down a plan. Here's the thing, if you don't have a plan, the market is going to give you one, and you're not gonna like it. Take 30 minutes to write this down. How much are you stacking every week or every month? Lock it in. 2, what you will not do. Repeat after me. I will not buy altcoins. I will not sell my Bitcoin because of headlines. I will not buy in and out of Bitcoin. Perfect. You get the memo. The only reason why you will sell Bitcoin, an emergency that happened once in a lifetime and you really need the liquidity.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's your discipline script.
So in 2026, when life gets crazy, because it will get crazy, you're not going to be thinking clearly. And that's okay, because you're going to pull up your notes app, the one that we were just working on, and you're going to remind yourself what your goals were because you did make that notes app when you were thinking clearly.
2022년에 제가 이 영상을 봤더라면 알트코인에 기웃거리다 수업료 내는 일은 없었을 텐데 말이죠. 여러분은 부디 저처럼 돌아가지 마시고 지루한 비트코인의 길을 선택해서 이런 시행착오 겪지 않으셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Habit 6, move your Bitcoin to cold storage. You know what makes panic selling super easy? Having all your Bitcoin on an exchange with a huge sell button on it. You know what makes panic selling super annoying? Having your Bitcoin locked behind 3 layers of security that require you to manually approve the transaction. June 2022. Bitcoin dropped 30% in a week. I woke up, my portfolio was down 5 figures. My hands were shaking. I opened every news site that I could think of to figure out what the hell was happening. I texted 3 people to figure out if they were selling or not. Every cell in my body was saying sell now. But here's the thing, I couldn't panic sell even if I wanted to because my Bitcoin wasn't on an exchange with a huge sell now button. It was on my hardware wallet. So instead of selling, what did I do? I got up and I went to climb Rainbow Mountain. And obviously by the time I got back, my nervous system was calm. I had all my things under control. And what do you know? Bitcoin was already recovered by then. And that's when I realized my cold storage didn't just protect me from exchange hacks. It protected me from myself. And this is the same reason why I love my Blockstream Jade. Not only can I not get my Bitcoin rug pulled by some ketamine-addicted CEO, but keeping it in cold storage keeps me from panic selling. My Bitcoin sits behind a PIN, a passphrase, and a physical confirmation from the device itself. So when the market dumps and my brain wants to do something stupid, I have to go through this whole process, which gives my nervous system enough time to calm down and remember why I'm holding Bitcoin in the first place. Two birds, one coconut, because those same layers of security make it almost impossible for hackers to come and steal my stack. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Buying Bitcoin, that's the easy part. Holding Bitcoin, that's the hard part. In theory, it's simple. Buy, take custody, don't sell. But it's not easy. Your emotions will attack you. Your friends will flex random shitcoins. Media will scream bubble. Politicians will threaten bans. Influencers will shill the next Bitcoin. And you have to do nothing. You just follow your boring little system. Stack automatically. Delete the casino apps. Clean up your content diet. Make tiny swaps over time. Move it to cold storage. That's how people get rich with Bitcoin in 2026. You just need the discipline to sit while everybody else runs in circles. Bitcoin rewards patience. It punishes noise, emotions, and addiction. So stop using your emotions as an excuse and dial the f*** in.
오늘 소개해드린 BTC 아이슬라 채널에 이 영상 말고도 정말 유익한 영상이 많습니다. 편집도 너무 잘하고 내용도 재밌으니까요. 영어 공부도 할 겸 여러분들도 한번 방문해 보시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 그럼 저는 다음에도 여러분께 도움이 될 유익한 영상으로 다시 돌아오겠습니다.